Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurdiyana Binti Rusli, matric number 185922. Today I will be presenting my Pecha Kucha on the topic of euthanasia. Before we go further on this topic, let's find out what exactly euthanasia is. Euthanasia, or also known as mercy killing, is the practice of intentionally ending life to relieve pain and suffering. The term euthanasia is derived from Greek, literally meaning good death. There are various types of euthanasia. The first one is active euthanasia. Something is done to a person to make them die more quickly. For example, giving drugs with the intention of bringing death. The second one is passive euthanasia. Any form of treatment that might extend a person's life is withdrawn. For example, a life support machine is turned off or a feeding tube is removed. Next is assisted suicide, deliberately assisting or encouraging another person to end their own life. The next type is voluntary euthanasia, where a person asks for their own life to be ended. Another type is non-voluntary euthanasia, where a person cannot make a decision about euthanasia or cannot make their wishes known. For example, if a person is in coma, the doctor or the family member can decide that it will be best if the person's life is ended. Last but not least, involuntary euthanasia. A person wants to live, but the doctor or family member decides that it will be best if the person's life is ended. For example, if a person involved in an accident that will lead to painful death, a decision might be made to end their life even if the person wants to live. Euthanasia has long been of interest to populations around the world. Many have pondered upon the issue of whether ending a terminally ill person's suffering is an act of humanity or simply giving room to certain groups to play God. The legalization of this practice in certain countries sparked debates on ethical, religious, and legal aspects. In Malaysia, euthanasia is not something unheard of as local mass media offer reports on this issue. However, how ready are Malaysians to tackle on such issue in local setting? We have heard of people putting their pets to sleep if they were suffering. Does the same concept apply to humans as well? In our rather conventional and religious conscious society, legalizing euthanasia may never be an accepted option here. So, what are the boundaries of euthanasia? From my view, the most obvious boundaries are laws and religions. If the law says it's illegal, then it's illegal, even though many healthcare professionals think that euthanasia is contrary to their professional ethics. Regardless of their beliefs, they should follow the law. From religious aspect, almost all religions are against taking one's life. Therefore, euthanasia is not accepted. Many religious believers are likely to have great sympathy with arguments that a person should not live in agony, but for them, abiding by the religious law outweighs the argument. There are many powerful arguments for and against euthanasia. Some arguments in favor of euthanasia include human beings should have the right to be able to decide when and how they die. Death is a private matter and the state should not interfere with the individual's right to die, and it is expensive to keep people alive when there is no cure for their illness. Meanwhile, some non-religious arguments against euthanasia include euthanasia would weaken society's respect for the value and importance of human life. It would lead to worse case for the terminally ill patients, and it will put too much power in the hands of doctors and damage the trust between patient and doctor. As a Muslim, I'm against the use of euthanasia if the patient himself wanted to end his life. This is because only God has the right upon a creature's life. It is prohibited to end one's life and can be considered as murder. However, there are times when Islam allows euthanasia, for instance, when the patient himself is in vegetative state for a long time. His life only depends on the life support machine, and there are other patients who need a life support facility. In this situation, Islam is more interested in sparing and saving another person's life which has a better chance to survive. Other religions, such as Buddhism, also said that euthanasia or mercy killing cannot be justified. Mercy and killing can never go together. Killing is wrong no matter what the reason is, even if it is for self-protection. However, the actual motive of performing mercy killing is important. If one sincerely believes that it could relieve the suffering of the person in pain, the act of killing perhaps would not carry as much bad reaction. In Hinduism, euthanasia is also prohibited. Pertaining euthanasia, the act of terminating the suffering that is destined in that lifetime could cause the karma that should have been undergone to be carried forward to the next life. There is no running away from this destiny. Therefore, the act of terminating one's life is against nature and prohibited. If you are interested to know more about euthanasia in an entertaining way, you can try watching this Korean drama called Dr. John. Euthanasia is one of the main issues that was discussed in this drama. There are parties that wanted euthanasia to be legalized to make profit from it, and there's also a party that wanted to make a good use of it. There are also various types of euthanasia shown in this drama. The most memorable ones are the active and passive euthanasia. This drama shows the pros and cons of euthanasia in medical field and will make us ponder if using it really is someone's pain or just going against nature. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully my presentation has given you some new knowledge. Thank you.